SalesPRO. So as promised to all of you, I'm here together with two lovely ladies, Diana Raman. Diana, say hi.
Hi everyone.
And I, Sarah, say hi.
Hello.
And we're here to discuss a little bit more about why is personal grooming extremely important in this sales profession. I think for many of us, we don't realize that there are so many intricate details that we need to focus on. And today, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be learning what are some of these areas that we need to really pay attention to. So for us to begin, I think it would be really great if I could get both these lovely ladies to share with us a bit more about themselves and their history. And let's get to know them even better before we start to learn from them.
Hi everyone, my name is Diana Rahman. So I've been an image consultant for 17 years. I used to work in a bank for 6 years before this, and it was during when I was working in the bank, that was when I realized that many people could do with a lot of help in their image presentation. And so what I did was, of course, at the same time, it is something that I love doing. I realized that I love helping people improve their presentation and at the same time improve with the way they communicate with people and increase their sales. So I sought the help of my former mentor, also boss, Jill Lowe, and it's been a great journey ever since then.
Hi everybody, I'm Sarah. You can call me Ice. At the age of 17, I'm very blessed to have found my passion in life. So one of my biggest passion is actually to dress people up. At the age of 17, I was a dresser with Singapore Repertory Theatre in the production of Honk. And I got to dress up celebrities like Hossein Leong, Emma Yong, and I had a ball of time. And that's really confirmed my passion, one of my passions and drives in life. Apart from that, I also made a lot of people up in Bloom International over the next 4 years. And after that, I have a specialty called the First Impressions. That is my favorite specialty in image consulting. So I'm very passionate about first impression, and I'll be sharing more with you after this. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you very much, Ice and Diana. I think the first question that I would like to ask for us to jump into this whole thing would be this. Why is it important for a salesperson to be well groomed? I mean, we are looking at beyond just the formal wear, suits, blouses, jackets, pants, and nice shoes, right? Beyond just formal wear, why is it important for a salesperson to really pay attention to these things?
So it's really important for you to make a really good first impression, especially when you're meeting your clients for the first time, because it is, like it or not, people judge you when they meet you. And so it is not just about what you wear, but it is also about how you present yourself that will have an impact on people when you meet them. And it is very important for you to get a good first impression. At the same time, that first impression has got to be likable by the people who see you.
If you take a look at salespeople, right? Every single day they are well dressed. They put on their jackets, they put on their suits, they put on their blouses, their skirts, their pants, their shoes, right? And they're always doing their best to look great. But beyond the formal wear, right, of just making sure that you're smart, right? Why is it so important for salespeople, especially salespeople, to look at other finer details beyond the formal wear? Could you maybe just share with our audience and maybe also tell us some of the different areas that they need to pay attention to?
It's really important for a salesperson to be well groomed. There are two aspects to being well groomed. First is to create a very good first impression, in which Ice is going to talk a lot about, and I'm going to talk about the lasting impression. So you make a good first impression when you first meet your client. At the same time, now that will come under, you know, whatever you wear, whatever, you know, what Leroy just said. And the lasting impression is intrinsic, it comes from within, and there are parts in that as well that can be groomed. When I say groomed, it means improved, or some people want to bring out the better self, but they are unsure of how to do so. And this is where we come in. And yeah, lasting impression is great to have a good first impression. At the same time, it's even better to have a good lasting impression.
Thank you very much, Diana. Well, everybody, I'm going to speak a little bit more about first impressions. Like it or not, we are judged by the way we speak, by the way we walk, by the way we talk, by the way we dress, by basically nearly everything the first time we meet someone new. And it might not be fair, but that's just how the world works. So, for example, if you're meeting someone for the very first time, you really have to take a step back and plan how you are going to look, because This is going to show your confidence, it's going to show that you respect the person, you respect the person's time, and at the same time, it's going to show the person how you represent yourself and also to the organization that you represent. So I would really ask you all to just take a step back, plan your very first great impression that you want to show to that particular client how we are, because this what happens after that, the client is just going to form this judgment on you. And I have a lot of questions from people. If I made a first bad impression, can I change it? Can I change to have a good first impression on the second time, on the third time? And the answer is yes. I will be sharing more when I speak, as the interview goes along. Please.
Okay, so you did mention that first impressions is not only about looking good. It's also about presenting yourself well. Handshakes, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Smiles, something that I need to work on. Something along the lines of the way you look at a person, right? Your eye contact, your posture. So we are looking at first impressions not only from just being well groomed. We are looking also at the behavior that you portray and the behavior that you project. So my next question would be this. Looking at all the salespeople, because you have worked with thousands of people, right? Looking at all the salespeople that you have worked with all this time, is there anything that you have felt over all these years that salespeople tend to miss out on? That means they are doing a pretty good job, but somehow or another, there's something that they miss out on that is actually very critical. So maybe you could share with us a bit more about what are these areas, and then later we'll take a look at how we can solve these areas.
Talking about lasting impression just now, I was referring to first impression. One mistake that I noticed salespeople make is actually with their lasting impression. Everything before that is actually really pretty good once they have groomed themselves. However, there was one thing that is lacking in salespeople. The one mistake is that lasting impression, and that is when the sale is closed. And that is when their impression kind of goes down. The complacency starts to sink in, and the level of commitment or connection with the client dwindles. And this comes under lasting impression. You want to have a lasting impression with your client before, during, and after the closure of the sales. So this is how you maintain a lasting impression. Whether or not the deal went through, you want people to think that you are a nice person regardless. So
because what you're looking for is to ensure that even though the deal is not closed, it remains open for future closure.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
And if, for example, you left a bad lasting impression, then people, no matter how good your product is, humans like to deal with humans. And so there are times when, we buy things, but we don't really need it, but we love the person. And so this comes under lasting impression. You still like the person, you want to support the person. So this is what I mean. This is one area where I see many salespeople need to follow through with. Yeah.
Some of the mistakes that salespeople do would be they're not aware of how they first walk towards the client and how their handshakes are. So I see a lot of salespeople who are very well groomed, but when they shake the hands of the clients, they actually like this or like this, and sometimes they have very great they have very good handshakes, but the eye contact is not there. And this is the first touch where you have the interaction with your client. So this is extremely important.
That's the icebreaker.
Yes, this like really the icebreaker is the zzz, like the connection, and next is the eyes. The eyes, how you really look and connect through the eyes. So the eyes is the soul, right? And what happens is also your smile. So your smile, it can't be fake. It has to be genuine. You have to be genuinely interested in the other party and not just about closing your particular sales. That's not important. You have to be interested in the other person, what the other person is doing, breaking the ice, understanding your client, knowing what he's doing, and really wanting to really be interested, truly being interested in your client rather than focusing on I want to close the sales. I think this is one areas that some salespeople many salespeople have to concentrate on, in my opinion.
So what you're saying is that many salespeople, they make the mistake of closing the sale before building the relationship.
Exactly.
What's more important is for them to build a relationship, which then makes it a lot easier to sell.
Yes.
right?
And may I add something else? Also breath. So bad breath is one thing that some salesmen may not be aware of. So it's something that you may want to consider, especially after eating, before you meet your client, because you may not be aware of how your breath is or how your body odor is. So just get some perfume, you know, just spray a little bit, not too much, just a little bit, and then also just have some breath spray or some mints in your mouth before you meet your client. Yeah, especially you may not be sure that the client likes the smell of onions, or you know, just a little bit sensitive. These are small things, but things that can make a difference.
They make up, yeah.
They add up.
All right, thank you very much. Now let's go into the solutions, right? So we've talked a bit about the mistakes. Let's talk about the solutions. Very quickly, could you just maybe share with me just two main areas beyond just being well dressed? Two main areas that salespeople need to pay attention to for lasting impressions and also for first impressions, so that I myself can learn something here.
Okay, salespeople should be very comfortable in what they wear. So it's not about just wearing something that looks nice. You have to wear something that fits you. You have to be very comfortable in that clothes that you're wearing, in the shoes that you're wearing. And I see the mistake with salespeople, or with people rather, with majority of people, where they wear something nice on their feet, but it's so uncomfortable and they just get upset, you know, or the day is just spoiled because of the shoes. So wearing comfortable clothes and shoes is something very important in my personal opinion. And in my second opinion, in my second advice would be to actually be very, very careful about your breath. That's the most important thing, because I think this is some things that people are not aware of, because you may not be aware of how your breath is, yeah, and how your teeth is, or something too, because your connection is through your eyes and you know, your smile, and you are engaging through the power of your words to your client. So you have to be very, very aware of how these things are. Don't be ashamed. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Just, you know, just do a test and go to your loved one and ask someone who is very, very close to you to just tell the truth how your breath smells. I think that's very, very important. That's my tip.
So for me, to ensure that you have a good lasting impression, simply maintain the connection, maintain the contact. Always, whether or not the sale is closed, once in a while it's okay to drop a text or to drop an email, just asking your client how the person is, without ever talking about your product. Because the main thing here is to maintain the connection and the contact. And yes, that's how you do it. You are just, one of the things that people used to do, I don't see that happening much these days, is people send birthday cards or greeting cards, and that's a good thing. Given this age that it is almost dying, if you are the one who does that, you will be one of the few who do that. And so it's going to be a really, really great thing, because it's a wonderful thing these days, actually receiving, you know, like maybe a Christmas card or a birthday card. It shows that you pay attention, and it really does not take a lot of effort. The other one is, when you can, meet up with your prospects or your future clients. I always consider them your future clients, because as long as the sale is not closed, there will always be this possibility of, in future, maybe not them, maybe they themselves are not the ones who are going to be getting your product, but it could, because they know you, they remember you, because you took the effort to remind them that you exist, that if they know someone who might be a good fit for your product, then they will do the referral. So the sale, the end of the sale, it doesn't end with that client saying no. There's always something else in future, so never put a stop. So that's what I mean by lasting impression, and that's how you create a good lasting impression.
Okay, thank you so very much for sharing all these details, and I'm very sure that the audience will definitely take a look deeper into it over time. At the same time, many people have this impression that when it comes to being well-groomed, it's all about being costly. And people have this perception that to be well-groomed means I'm wearing designer watches, designer dresses, designer suits, designer shirts, designer shoes. And people get a bit afraid, and then they feel that if I were to do this, it's going to cost me. So is there any secret that even I myself would like to learn on how can we get ourselves well-groomed at a very low cost?
Well, firstly, my opinion, you need to really know and be aware of what your body shape and size is. So whether you are gone, whether you are voluminous top, voluminous bottom, or you are voluptuous, these are something, or you have a perfect, 36, 24, 36 figure. These are some of the areas that you need to be aware of, because when you are aware of your body shape, then you will know what clothes actually suit you. Something that I'm wearing may not suit what Diana should wear, and what Diana's wearing is not something that suits me. So these are some of the things that one has to be conscious of. Some of the things that I would love to share. And besides that, also colors. Colors are so important. Accessories, colors, hairstyle, hairdo, even fringe, the length of the fringe, and small things like like manicure, pedicure. Some of the things that they are very important to people, and people are always conscious and thinking that things have to be very expensive, and things have to be designer, brand, and like I have to spend thousands of dollars, and then then I'll be very pretty, or I'll be very beautiful, or I'll be very handsome. But no, what happens is I can take you to any shop, like even like a cheap sales shop, and just by you knowing what color suits you, what your body shape and size is, what hairstyle suits you, you can really groom yourself up and look so outstanding if you just, I can actually do this with just less than $20.
Really?
Yeah, with just less than $20. Like I can dress you up head to toe, $20 including your shoes, and you will look really great. But you have to be aware of your body shape, your body size, your hairstyle, and of course smaller details like your breath and small details, and of course your tonality when you speak to someone, and also your handshake, some small things.
So, well, for keeping things at low cost, just like what she says, before you go for your shopping, if you notice, right, there are many people who are rich and they are well dressed. They are dressed in expensive items, but they don't really look their best. So the trick to knowing what to shop for is beforehand do your homework, so that you know what kind of clothes you should go for. Just like what she said, based on your body shape. And for gentlemen, for guys, well, your body shape, there are differences as well. And also, it is your sizing. Sizing is something else that you need to take note of. And like what she says, also your color, your skin tone, that at this point, if you want to cut costs, you might want to find out from the internet what colors will suit your skin tone. Another way is when you are shopping, compare colors. Do not just stick to one color, one or two colors in your wardrobe. Compare the colors and make the comparison and see what are the colors that actually make you look brighter, healthier, and more presentable. And then take out the colors that are not suitable for your skin tone. So for shopping at low cost, do your homework before you do your shopping. Many people just go out and shop, and they end up spending on things that they like instead of what suits them. So when you do your homework, you have this mentality that, okay, I'm gonna buy what is suitable for me and my job, and not just if it is on sale or if it is something that I like. So because what you like may not be what is good for you. So this is just some of the little things that we can share with you at this point of time to at least give you a head start in lowering your costs when you go shopping.
And focus on the three stuff, like the way you speak, your handshake, your tonality. These are free things that you can, it's really cheap. It's just free because you're just working on yourself already.
Well, I would like to say thank you very much, because I think that what Diana said was something that I really picked up on. Some people are dressed up in thousands of dollars, but they just don't look good. And then there are those who I tend to believe that I am, who spend $20, $30, $50, and I look fabulous. So there obviously is a secret to this, and I'm very sure that many of the people who are watching this right now would feel that this is a secret that they want to learn. So we have learned about the importance of first impressions. We have learned about the importance of lasting impressions, right? So we're talking about not only what you wear, but your breath, your smile, your eye contact, your handshakes, and all of these things have to be learned. And at the same time, all of these things are not expensive. So there is obviously a secret and a strategy that many of our viewers right now will probably have to go out there and find. And I'm sure that once they've been able to do that, they will obviously have a better position for themselves when they meet a client.
We have a suggestion. Why not we take you shopping?
Really?
Yes, both of us take you shopping, and
You can do a video for the viewers out there. You can do a video for you all on menswear and female wear. And you know,
we'll start with you, so it's going to be menswear to help the female salespeople.
Okay, really?
Yes, of
Thank you
course,
so
it's a
much.
pleasure.
I think that will be really great for us to actually be able to see what you've talked about come to reality.
Oh, that's
right?
wonderful.
So
Looking
we
forward.
will address men, we will address women,
Yes.
and probably to keep it a bit fun, let's have a budget that we work with.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And then we go out there with the budget, and then what we'll do is that we will find out how to dress someone really up. Sounds great?
At a low cost.
At a low cost, right? Okay, so that sounds wonderful. That sounds so wonderful. Thank you so very much, Diana. Let me now test out my handshake. Thank you so very much. I hope I made a lasting impression.
Yes,
Ice, thank you so very much. I really do appreciate all this time. Sales Pros, we will see you soon with a brand new video on how to look great on a low budget. See you soon. Hooooooooowah!